everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I'm here today with my two favorite size Traveler's Notebook covers. First off is the standard size, which I feel like is not even showing in the screen, and the B6 Slim size. When I first started on my Traveler's Notebook journey, I guess you could call it, I kind of discovered it on YouTube, watching different videos on different things, you know, and you find something and then you start to investigate. And I was really drawn to the standard size, which is this here. It's about 8.5 by 4.5, and the inserts will run a little bit smaller than that. So I made one a while back. I used it. I made a real chunky size one and liked it, and then later bought a Traveler's Notebook that was designed to carry, to hold several inserts. I think I could get up to 10 in it. I decided I didn't like quite that thick of a book, although I liked how it looked. For me, it was ending up not being practical to use it. So I have since kind of gone down in the size or the thickness of the spine. But let me tell you why I like these. And the reason I'm doing this is I thought maybe if you are like me and you're trying to decide, do I like the standard / narrow Traveler's Notebook size, or would I prefer the B6 Slim? I'll give you some thoughts on both, and maybe that will help you make up your mind. I like all of these that I have. They all have something in particular that resonates with me in the style and the color, the feel of the leather. But I also am a person who doesn't like to feel scattered, like I have all kinds of different varieties and things. I like to kind of have a favorite and use a favorite. So from that point of view, the thing that I like about the standards are, well, I have three. Actually, I have another one, but I'm not showing that because I use it just as a household storage records type thing. But these three, let me move this a minute. I can interchange the inserts. So for example, if I just wanted to use this, say this was my daily planner, I got tired of this, I wanted to switch it over to a smoother look, I could do this. I decided I needed a little more space, I could go with my chunkier one, but all those inserts will fit in any size, of course, because they're the standard, or also known as the narrow Traveler's Notebook cover. So the interchangeability is great. So I kind of like the idea of collecting in the same size, because then I can just kind of decide which one I want. The drawback for me in collecting numerous ones is I feel like I can get to the point where I feel like this is wasteful. I don't need all these things. I just want to have my favorites that I pick up and go and keep them forever and ever. Okay, so standard narrow size. It is super easy to make. Let me see if I have one in here. I've made some inserts. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. It's really easy to make inserts, and the inserts for this size are super easy to find on any of the sites that sell Traveler's Notebook. Hang on, my door blew open. Okay, I'm back. My back door just blew open. It's really windy. It's easy to find this size insert. The Etsy vendors, the leather notebook vendors, lots of those places sell the standard insert. These are actually, let me look in this one. I don't have one in there. So I bought this basic insert here from Amazon. It's just a craft folder that I decorated. My little deer's coming loose. But you can make these basically just by folding in half your standard size piece of paper. Let me see if I can find one here. So here's one that I coffee dyed. If you open it up, it's your basic printer size paper. So you fold it in half, you put as many pieces as you want, you staple them or you sew them together, but you would have trimmed that down just a little bit on the width and a slight amount on the length. Super easy to make. You can use any papers you want. I've done that a ton of times and it saves a lot of money. Sometimes I just buy them because I don't want to take the time to make a notebook, and I like the consistency of a product that you buy. If you're like me, you don't always do things perfectly, and so anyway, it can look sloppy. So that's a big plus. My friend Vicki, you can find her on YouTube at Just Vicki. She's also on Instagram. She makes amazing things, but she made this beautiful notebook for me. This is a standard size, so I have this lovely insert that I can put in any of my covers. If you just have one cover, you can just put it in one cover. You can also try making a cover like this, buying a vinyl placemat from the dollar store, trim it down, play around with the idea, and use it for a while and see if you like this. Some have commented that this size is sort of an artsy size, so it's smaller than, say, a composition notebook. It's a little bit bigger than the little spiral ones. It just has a nice feel. It has a to-go feel. I love this Start Bay one. It's very slick and smooth to the touch. It's got some natural things in the leather that give it personality. Anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked on that, but I love this. Very happy with it. I wasn't sure if I would like this smooth leather, and I really do like that. So it's a very portable size. You can carry it, you can go whatever. This one is from Chic Sparrow. I was obsessed with getting the Cherry Sky, stayed up or put my alarm on to wake up early to buy one. And to be honest with you, it's a nice leather, but I was obsessed and I bought something I didn't really need. However, I am using this for my book club stuff. As you can tell, this is a little tight. I need to fill it out more or loosen that up. But this is a nice size. I love the pen loop. It smells good. It's a pretty deep red, and it's very nice for seasons. I think, what am I trying to say? December dailies. If I have this size that I'm using for a December daily, it'll be fun. It'll feel festive. So I think I'm getting sidetracked. I don't want to tell you necessarily all about these, but just the size. So this one will carry about 4 inserts depending on how full they are. This one's similar. You can tell it's a little bit narrower of a spine. This one is, excuse me, is designed to carry more. This is a rustic Kodiak speckled fawns. It's a thicker spine. I think it's a 1.5, and it's designed to carry, well, let's see, I have about 6 or 8 in there. Something like that. Maybe not quite that many. Anyway, it can carry more. I'm not sure if I like the reinforced spine, so that's something I have been learning about. But all these are standard size. Each of them feel really nice to carry. This one's heavier. This one is more for everyday journaling. It's lighter, so this would be something easier to put in a tote bag or a purse or whatever and take with you. This also, because it's not full, this one feels a little heavier, more of a deal to carry it around. This is what I just have called my spiritual notebook. You could call it faith journey, prayer request, praise or gratitude items, church notes, things like that. So I don't carry it away from home a lot. It's developing a nice patina though. I am kind of sad that dark brown is going away, and I can recondition it and bring some of it back. But I also like seeing its character emerge, so that's been fun. So that's a super good size. Easy to make inserts, easy to buy inserts. A little bit of an unusual size, you might say, in the notebook world. So it's got a little bit of edge or personality to it. And that's what I really, really liked about it. It was something different. It wasn't how I grew up. It wasn't the basic notebook I had all my life. Then, lo and behold, I discovered the B6 Slim. I was drawn to this size the whole time I was buying this size. But I already kind of had a thing going with the standards, and I didn't know if I wanted to branch off and have yet another size going. My hesitation on this size is that it seems to me it's a little bit harder to stumble across a B6 Slim size insert. You can buy the Cafe Notes, I think it's called, by Nanami. I haven't bought one of those yet. That will fit in here. And so that's a good thing. But I don't think it's quite as readily available. Like if you go to Joann's, you might find Dayspring packet of 3 Traveler's Notebook standard size inserts. And you pick them up and buy them. You don't see, I haven't anyway, that as much in this size. So that might be considered by some a downside. So if I get the inserts, say I get a pack of 3 off of Amazon or wherever, this will work with any of these. So that makes these seem more functionable, and I guess that's what I mean, just useful. Everything I have all in one size, switch it around or not, supplies readily available if I buy a packet. But this size, so it's a little bit smaller, and I kind of like that. Sometimes this size can feel a little too lengthy. I love working in it. I feel like there's lots of room. Let me just show you a page maybe. Okay, so here, just some gratitude items. It's fun to decorate. The length is giving you more page space to write on. Sometimes I decorate them. Here, I just did a lot of journaling. And it feels like really a nice, adequate amount of space without being too big and too squarish. I'm drawn, personally for me, I am drawn more to the narrower page. This size is almost identical to this size. It's a little shorter and it's a little narrower. I don't have the exact measurements in front of me, but I think this is like a 4 1/4. That's like this one. It's like 7 long and I don't remember exactly, inches long, tall. And I don't remember the exact width. So as you can see, it's like taking this and squishing it together. Except it doesn't squirt out the side. It just, you're weighting it down. You're shortening it. And this almost feels just a little more compact to me. The size feels less clunky. Does that make sense? Like this just feels more weighted. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it has, there's more to it. It's not quite as simple in my way of looking at it as this one. I do love this size, but I have way more in the standard size. So if your brain operates like mine, that can be a deal. You just want to have one thing that is you. And I feel like I have 2 things that is me. But I do love the B6 Slim. I like the little more compact size. It's not even much narrower. Let's see if we can show it a little bit better on the Start Bay notebook since it's a slicker, smoother cover. Take these out. So shorter, slightly narrower that way. And so it just seems like something you could grab and go with. It would work well as a wallet. It would work, stick it in your tote, your purse, however you carry your things, and it's just a little less chunky. So I like that size. Feels easy to carry. Like I said, a good to go size. A little bit more effort in making it. I mean, yes, you can fold the paper and trim it down. So it's really not any more effort than this, except that you have to make a little bit more of a cut. And to me, that seems like more effort. I bought this insert from Yellow Paper House. They have really, they're on Etsy. They have every size and paper color you can imagine. I think they're maybe a little more expensive than I would like to spend, but I like the quality. They're always very neatly done, and they have a really great size and paper selection. This, by the way, is by Rowena from Sojourner USA. I super duper love this leather. It feels so nice. It's getting nicked and marked up, and I'm enjoying how it's taking on its own character there. This is a really thin leather here, and at first I was like, ugh, I didn't like this light on the dark at all, and I saw a few YouTubers with it, and it just kind of grew on me, and now I really like it a lot, and I love this size. But I don't know that I'm not ready to get rid of this size, and sometimes this writing space could seem a little bit inadequate, a little bit less than I want. But what I use this for, this is my planner. So instead of carrying this size as a planner, which wouldn't be bad, but for me, just a little bit smaller planner feels more comfortable. I feel like it takes up less space when I set it on my kitchen counter office area, quote unquote. Not really an office, just a countertop. The size I like for planning. Now, I might not have, well, okay, so I think I would love to have this as a journal size too. Get the cafe notes and carry this as sort of a reflective journal where I just talk about whatever. But right now I'm using it as a planner. So I have this in here, and this is where I maybe just jot down notes on a variety of things. Here I was figuring out how to make this Swedish semla dessert. And so it's just a place to scratch down notes. A friend gave me her address and so forth. Here I made this B6 Slim, so I guess I can do it. I used coffee dyed paper that I had made, and this was a place where I was kind of keeping track of online expenses to kind of be a little bit mindful of what I was spending. And I just used up, this cover is just old scrapbook paper I had on hand. So making your own inserts can really be pretty easy and a money saver. Along my journey, I decided I wanted to try a Hobonichi Weeks, but I didn't want to spend that much, so I bought the Amazon $11 version and the cover that went with it. For a while, I was just carrying this as my planner. And at first, I thought, ew, I hate that long, narrow size. I was like, why would anybody carry that thing around? It looks so weird. But it really grew on me, and I actually liked the limited space. So here's a week, and then here is a just spare piece of paper that goes with that week. So, you can extend your week over. In this case, I have written down things that I want to try to do a lot of in a week. It has to do with exercise or spending time with family, so forth. Whatever miscellaneous things I need to get done or do, I write here, and then day-specific things I write there. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to try this, and I did like it, but I super duper wanted to try the B6 Slim size. So lo and behold, I read somewhere that the B6 Slim will hold the Hobonichi Weeks, or the Weeks, whichever brand you choose to buy. And it does. And it's allowed me to have a good purpose for this notebook that I really was happy to get. I think this is Roadrunner, by the way, if you're wondering, this reddish brown. And this has worked well for me. And I keep flipping it over because I fidget. But as you can see, the Hobonichi Weeks is, maybe a quarter, maybe a half an inch narrower than the B6 Slim. Sometimes that doesn't bug me, and sometimes I don't like how it looks because it looks like I just stuck this big old book in my leather notebook cover. So it's fine, it's doable. I'm liking playing around with this a little bit. I will finish out the year By the way, this does have the monthly part too, so I just clip the month and the week together, so as each week progresses, I just do that so I can flip. This is March. What's going on this week in March? So this gives you writing room. This is a pretty good system, and having actually the narrower space is a good thing for me because I don't just tend then to just scribble down stuff and scratch it off. I'm a little bit more purposeful with my planning, and I try to get done the things that I say I'm going to do on that day. Now let me just offer this trick. Don't overdo it. Write down a few things per day or per week and try to get that done. And don't be super mom and think you have to get done 30 million things. Be reasonable, work at a comfortable pace, and get those things done. You know, sometimes you have to do what you have to do in a day, but don't make it hard on yourself. You're not any better of a person for accomplishing more than the person next to you. So try to slow down and enjoy life just a little bit. I've learned that lesson the hard way, so I speak out of experience. And mean that as an encouragement. Anyhow, I went ahead and ordered the yellow paper house inserts that are designed for a B6 Slim notebook. They are coming soon, you know, maybe later this week. And I'm going to try taking this out and putting those in and see if I love this even more. I really am very happy with it, but I'm not sure I like this chunky book that could be used on its own stuck in this notebook. Since I got the economy version of the Hobonichi Weeks, I don't feel like it would be so bad if I decided to switch over to these softer covers where everything will fit a little more uniformly in my book. You know, it's just kind of a game, isn't it? I mean, it's fun trying these different things. You get to a point maybe where you just want to be settled and determine what is your favorite notebook size and press on then instead of going back and forth with all these things. So the way I'm feeling now is I think I will like those soft inserts. I will like how it is flush with this a little bit more. The advantage to this, however, is that I can stick a pen in. This pen loop is part of the cover to this. So if you don't have this, you go for this size. Keep in mind that you won't have a pen loop unless your notebook, you order it with a pen loop. I have liked the pen loops. I have a friend who doesn't care for them, but I like it a lot. I just like having a pen handy and not having to rummage for one. So this size is really nice and compact. I usually keep it open on my desk, my little special area we all call Mom's office. And it doesn't take up a lot of space there. This lays flat. This design is kind of meant to, but whatever you get, you could probably just press it open. So it's handy during the day, and I'm building the habit of picking it up, wrapping it, and sticking it in my tote or purse when I'm ready to go somewhere and I might need to make an appointment, a dentist or chiropractor or something like that. So those are the two. I think I've made really all the points that I wanted to comparing these two sizes of notebook covers. I am trying not to buy more, but then Chic Sparrow came out with a Colonel Brandon green in the classic style, which would be like this. I thought, well, maybe I'll get that. I don't need it, and so I'm trying to hold off. I understand that some people like collecting these. I am using all these, so it doesn't feel bad, but I also feel like I don't need 30 of the same thing. That doesn't set well with me. I like for my possessions to be useful. I like the idea of it being simple, and I really do like this size a lot, and I love this Sojourners cover. It just feels so good to touch. Oh, it's nice. It's like a little blankie toy that kids like to stroke that silk part. This feels really good like that. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Sorry for my voice. I'm kind of losing it a little bit, I think. those are my thoughts. And if you are trying to decide between these two sizes, standard / narrow, they're both the same, or the B6 Slim, I hope that this has given you something to consider. I hope it helps you make a step towards the one that you really want, so that you maybe, unless you just want to buy a lot, you can narrow down your choices and get something that would really work well for you for many, many years. But it's kind of a hobby too, and if you like playing around with different sizes of journals, that is perfectly fine too. I'm just trying to get to the place where I am content with what I'm using, and I really think these two sizes are it. They're both similar sizes, if you'll notice, taller and a little bit shorter, but they're both a narrower design, longer than they are wide. So in other words, not a squarish design. Those I have ended up really not liking very much. Okay, that's all. I will quit and say goodbye while I still have a voice. Hope you're staying well, hope you're healthy, and that if you're where we are, we're having a beautiful weekend, and if you can, I hope you can enjoy a nice day too, if that's what you're experiencing. Talk to you next time. Bye.